Goddamn, Shoeonhead. Let's go. But I am ride or die for my anime bitches. Shoeonhead fucking based. I just linked the video of Shoeonhead just to, you know. Let's go.
Donald Trump, along with Elon Musk, have created a new government agency called DOGE. And what I originally thought was just an older sibling giving a younger sibling an unplugged video game controller.
By the way, before we continue, is the audio fine? Is everything okay? Do you want the video to be louder? Seems good. Okay.
And what I originally thought was just an older sibling giving a younger sibling an unplugged video game controller.
Also, she's very beautiful. Not that I'm like trying, you know.
An innocent government program that helped.
I think she's married, therefore don't go after taken women. Don't. Dishonorable. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your family. Dishonor on your dog. Or cat.
And their first order of business was dismantling USAID, an innocent government program that helped poor people all around the world.
Or is it?
Was it?
Oh, was.
Hello,
the
and
truth
welcome
behind
back to the
USAID
channel. I am Shoeonhead, and I am not real. I am a figment of your imagination. You have been in a coma since 2012. Wake up. Wake up. Today.
Don't give me hope.
Today we will be talking about the dark, seedy underbelly of USAID. This is a topic I've been interested in for a very long time now. And now that recently USAID has been in the news, I figured it is a perfect time to finally talk about it. All the mainstream liberal coverage I've seen of this has basically been late-night talk show hosts crying fake tears about it being dismantled, and all the mainstream Republican coverage has just been about all the woke shit USAID was apparently funding. But I promise you, it is more than that. A lot more. If you're not a very political person and you only come here to consume the Reddit gender war slop, you should still stick around for this.
No, I'm not there for that.
This gets juicy. And remember, even if you're not interested in politics,
not necessarily anyway.
Politics is interested in you. And trust me,
that is true. Politics goes in every single crevice that isn't protected, and even if it's protected, it still tries to get in every possible way. We saw that with games, we saw that with families, we saw that with basically anything that we interact with on a daily basis, which is kind of sad, kind of scary too. Like, holy shit. Yeah. Whatever that's gonna do for us.
Even if you're not interested in politics, politics is
interested in you.
And trust me, I understand why some people aren't interested in politics. It's confusing, it's stressful, it's a lot to keep up with. I feel like 500 things happen every single day. But thankfully, I have a tool to help with that. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this video is sponsored by USAID.
Ground News.
This video is sponsored by Ground News. Let's quickly give them a shout out, and then we will jump back into this deep dive, shall we?
We let the ad
play. Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers a fun and transparent way to read the news all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias that helps you understand the full story and makes sure you're getting both sides. One of my favorite features of Ground News has to be the blind spot feature. It shows you news stories that have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other side. For example, here is a story about how Elon Musk apparently pressured the Reddit CEO to moderate content on the site. Right away, we can see that the story has been covered by
Elon, what
sources,
the fuck?
And out of
I fought free speech.
75% lean left, and no right-wing sources have covered it. Ground News also makes it really easy to compare headlines to see how political bias or ownership can affect the framing of a story. For example, this right-wing headline about how Trump is taking executive action to make DC safe and beautiful, while this left-leaning headline frames the same story as Trump wants Washington, DC to be Berlin 1939. What? I've been using Ground News for 4 years now because it's great. I love it, and it really helps me see how both sides frame things so differently. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is what I use to access all of their amazing
40%, that's a
features. This comes out to
steal!
only $5 a month. That's like the price of a coffee, and it is so worth it. It is one of the first apps I check in the morning. It's great. So go to ground.news.
For me, it's probably my favorite manga site, Manga Body, where I have all my smut mangas. What are we talking about again? Sorry.
/shoe, or use the QR code on screen right here, or use the link in the video description down below. Again, that is ground.news/shoe, or click the link down below.
There's some good smut mangas out there, though.
Because it helps people approach the news in a more
Can
fair
confirm
and
Ground
balanced
News
way,
is a
and I feel
great
like
tool.
We need that now.
Let's go.
More than ever. So thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad.
Of course.
Right?
You didn't
Now
skip
let's
the
get back
ad,
to the
did you?
USAID deep dive, shall we? So Donald Trump and Elon Musk created the Department of Government Efficiency, aka DOGE. Get it? Like the Reddit meme from 2012? Epic bacon.
I gotta say,
my
it was
fellow
kinda-
readers. Honestly, who am I?
I gotta say, it was kinda
My
funny.
username is Shoeonhead. So Doge's supposed goals.
Where's the shoe? Where's the shoe?
The government is making us pay taxes on.
Where's the Shoeonhead? Where's the Shoeonhead, huh?
Now, I have very mixed feelings about taxes. From each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. Taxation is theft! The tree of liberty will be refreshed with the blood of tyrants! My opinion
Damn.
has always been, if we are going to pay taxes in this country, could they at least go to things that actually help people, like Medicare,
Yeah, like the
Medicaid,
streets.
Social Security, child tax
Oh, no,
credits,
no.
firefighters, fixing our bridges.
Those last two work. Did I just mute this shit? How? Oh, you can press M? Oh, I'm learning. I'm learning.
And yes, we should be auditing the government. I think that's a good thing. Frankly, I don't care who does it as long as they do it well. Good.
I only knew that the spacebar starts and stops the video from playing, right? I never knew that M mutes it. This just blew my mind. Holy shit. What else is there? Shift N for next. Holy shit. Jay moves the video back 10 seconds. Well, so does my arrow key. Well, I made it so it's 5 seconds, but yeah, so does the arrow key. Thank you very much. I knew that one, okay? F. F is full screen? Ah! Holy shit!
Bad things are bad. I'm anti-bad things, pro-good things. Those are my politics. And hating libertarians. Just kidding, I love libertarians. I get along great with them. As long as we don't talk about child labor. Anyway, Doge got straight to work, firing government workers and basically hiring my Twitter mutuals. What was once a theater kid-occupied government is now a right-wing schizo poster-occupied government. No, I am not joking.
So this is a 19-year-old high school graduate who has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls online, so that would be one way that we could refer him. He is now working at Musk's behest inside DOGE.
If you had told me 10 years ago that Donald Trump and Elon Musk would hire some Zoomers and Big Balls to help audit the government, I'd believe it. Like, yeah, that checks out. They have no relevant experience. Most of them aren't old enough to rent a car.
Quality shit. Bro, Pippa and Kirsche both are jealous of this amount of shit posting, bro. This quality shit post. Every single one of those shit posting VTubers is fucking jealous of. Not that it's a bad thing to be a shit poster. Honestly, it's quite enjoyable. But you know. By the way, update on the Blue Sky account. I got blocked. I deleted that account pretty quick.
They're in their 20s. We sent 18-year-olds to go die in the wars you cheerlead on, you evil hag. Why are they so focused on the ages of these people when our government is basically a retirement home? But honestly, I don't blame Hillary Clinton. If I were her, I also wouldn't want 22-year-olds in the government. Months before dismantling the Department of Education, or apparently Sesame Street, DOGE's first order of business was dismantling USAID.
Without providing any proof, Elon said USAID is a criminal organization. Oh yeah, they're an international crime syndicate hell-bent on helping people.
Fucked up, huh?
Bro was saying that ironically, but unironically didn't know that it is unironically true. Haha, get it?
Taking money away from an aid program that helps poor people all around the world. Except USAID was not exactly that. In fact, it doesn't even fucking stand for aid. It stands for United States Agency for International Development.
Wait, what? Hold on. It's fine.
All to do with
Sorry.
aid. But honestly, I don't blame you for thinking it does. After all, they do make the word aid a different color in the logo. Those sneaky bastards. Although
Yeah, they did that on purpose.
Provides 42% of global aid. The truth is, most of those funds are just spent paying U.S. contractors and secretly conducting regime change all around the world. In fact, 80% of all USAID funding goes to just 75 organizations, while only 6% of that goes to aid. And by auditing USAID, DOGE exposed the true, real puppet masters behind the secret cabal of evil masterminds funding the woke ideology spreading all around the globe. You. Yes, it was you, American taxpayer. Turns out the deep state was the friends we made along the way. And yes, it's true, we are spending billions of dollars in our tax money to fund things like teaching Sri Lankan journalists how to avoid binary gendered language, combat.
You've got to be shitting me. That's where your taxpayer dollars go to? God damn. God fucking damn.
Disinformation in Kazakhstan, promoting inclusion in Vietnam, millions to an Armenian LGBT group, millions to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem, millions for LGBT causes in the Western Balkans.
In the Balkans? What? There's no way there. We weren't told this. They don't tell us shit. Bro, in the fucking Balkans? LGBTQ shit? LGBT shit? In the fucking Balkans? Bro. Brother. Bro, they gotta worry about whether they have running water or not most of the time, because one of the shit heads didn't pay the water bill, so the whole area gets shut off, right? They don't fucking care about their own mental health. They gotta survive. They don't care if a gay guy can marry or not. They don't care if a lesbian gets shot on the street or not. Yes, terrible things maybe, but they don't fucking care. They care if their goats are alive. God, good fucking luck. LGBT activism in Uganda. No, LGBTQ. No. We show the way to a queen. To a queen. Do you know the way to a queen?
Millions for LGBT activism in Uganda.
Wait, you weren't kidding. You were not kidding. Millions for atheism in atheism? Why? Millions for male circumcision around the... Get the Nigerian news reporter clip. Why are you gay? What are you gay? No, hold on. This circumcision shit, I am Muslim. Therefore, you expect me to be circumcised, correct? And you are correct. However, I needed this medical procedure because I had 2 holes in my dick. I had 2 holes in my dick, so I actually needed that circumcision for the material to close that hole. So, yeah, you know, some people need it. So thank you, USA. If it's needed, then okay, fair enough. Thank you, USAID. Thank you very much for funding it. Oh, wait, my mother told me she needed to pay anyway, so... didn't really work out.
Millions for atheism in Nepal, millions for male circumcision around the world, and $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala. And many other things that were so ridiculous I had to...
I mean, I still have 70% of my foreskin. I still do. It looks like a lion head a little bit. let's stop talking about my dick.
And many other things that were so
Stop
ridiculous
talking
I
about
had
it.
to double check to make sure
I just realized what I was talking about. Let's stop.
Sex changes in Guatemala. We don't even do that here. Now, you might be saying, Shoo, this seems like some stupid anti-woke shit. And yeah, kind of. You got me. But I ask you, young naive liberal, why the f*** was John Bolton once the head of USAID?
Kusha's a fan of
for those
fucked
you who
up
are unaware,
dongs, so...
infamous
Let's go! Have a chance!
the head of USAID. John Bolton, for those of you who are unaware, is an infamous neocon hack. He's literally criticized Trump for not being enough of a warmonger. Neocon hacks, for those same few of you who are unaware, are the people in our government responsible for meddling with other countries all around the world and getting us into wars for basically funsies. The people who suck the teat of Raytheon, Boeing, etc. The military-industrial complex's favorite Discord kittens. These guys come in shades of red and blue. So why was John Bolton, a red guy, in charge of the same program, USAID, that is sending American taxpayer money to foreign countries to have things like trans pride parades? The truth is, the USAID thing goes a lot deeper than what a lot of Republican commentators are saying. It wasn't just a bunch
1.3 million for a supportive environment for LGBTQ people in North Macedonia. Where the fuck is Macedonia? Fuck you. Over in Greece. Oh. Wait, what the fuck? Holy shit, that's far south! No, it's the top of Greece. Yeah, I just found it. Hold on. Here's North Macedonia. So, holy shit, it's right in the middle of... And guess where it is? It's in the fucking Balkans. Bro, there's no fucking... The fucking Balkans! It's ridiculous.
Commentators are saying. It wasn't just a bunch of libtards in government wasting our money on stupid woke
1.9 million to strengthen human rights for LGBTQ people in the Western Balkans. Even more! Hold on, Western Balkans. Oh shit! If we go west off of North Macedonia, it's literally Bosnia. Holy shit. Nah. Bro.
You see, it's current year.
Why? I don't know.
Anymore. The people don't like that. It's a new era, so we have to dress it up in glitter and rainbows. To put it bluntly,
God damn it.
USAID is nothing but another form of taxpayer-funded regime change, wearing an innocent mask of aid. Shut up, Shoe! You dumb bimbo populist! You reactionary shitlord! You cry, tears running down your fat, retarded face. The United States is just giving foreign countries billions of dollars out of the kindness of their hearts! Oh yeah? I have a lovely bridge on sale down the road. Would you like to buy it? Listen, despite all its faults, I love America, and I love the American people. But if you believe the corrupt, greedy bureaucrats running the deep state of this country do anything out of the kindness of their hearts, you are a sweet, innocent angel, and you need to be protected at all costs.
Stop bullshitting me. Stop bullshitting me, Shoeonhead. Me innocent? If I wasn't a certain age at the time, I would have some shit on my criminal record, man.
I especially side-eye any left.
Leave the already Soviet traumatized Balkans alone. They need to build up themselves without the bullshit. Bro, what we need is for that German guy that is in power of the Balkans to just leave us alone, and for Serbia to stop attacking shit. Like, please.
Leftists who has the nerve to run defense for USAID, especially those who call themselves socialists or commies, considering the fact that USAID was basically originally created to destroy communist countries all around the world. Established in 1961 by President John F. Kennedy under the noble guise of aiding developing nations.
And its original goal was to destroy communism. But now, Comrade USAID is helping us. It is helping us build our communist regime from the ground up everywhere in the world. We are wearing red, comrade. Please, I don't want the globo homo to oppress true victims of communism. They don't need gay communism.
Established in 1961 by President John F. Kennedy.
We are gay communism now. We are flamboyant communism. You see, we want not only your money, but also your pads. So take off that belt and give it to us.
Kennedy, under the noble guise of aiding developing nations, USAID was, in many respects, an instrument during the Cold War to counter Soviet influence and keep the Third World from crafting its own socioeconomic model. A year after President John Kennedy created USAID in 1961,
the gay Vikings were even worse than the normal ones.
Socioeconomic model. A year after President John Kennedy created USAID in 1961,
why?
He told its directors
Hold on. Sorry, Shuga, but why? Why were the gay ones worse? Because they killed the women and kept the men, and there was like no like offsprings anymore. Like why? No one survived. Oh, I see.
A year after President John Kennedy created USAID in 1961,
gay necrophilia Viking sex. Everyone got killed or defiled. Oh my god.
USAID in 1961. He
so
told
was
his
right.
directors that, as we do not want to send American troops to a great many areas where freedom may be under attack, we send you. It wasn't long before the CIA spotted an opportunity to extend its reach. In 1962, USAID launched its Office of Public Safety to send agents around the world under the guise of training police officers. But as it turned out, the trainers were busy teaching enhanced interrogation techniques, a euphemism for torture. The scandal broke out in 1966, and although the office was finally shut down in 1974, the dark practices persisted within military and intelligence circles. By 1980, USAID Administrator John Gilligan was candid enough to describe the agency as nothing more than a graduate school for the CIA. At one time, many aid field offices were infiltrated from top to bottom with CIA people, he said. It was pretty well known in the agency who they were and what they were up to. The idea was to plant operatives in every kind of activity we had overseas, government, volunteer, religious, every kind.
That was good.
USAID was quickly nicknamed the CIA's little sister. Oh, and here's John Bolton holding a...
Why are you showing me an old man after calling it the little sister, Shoeonhead? Is this some secret messaging?
Nicknamed the CIA's little sister. Oh, and here is John Bolton holding a trophy given to him by USAID in the shape of a hand grenade. Yeah, nothing to see here, folks. So let's talk about Zoon.
Randomly explodes. Oh no! The trophy we gave him was an actual hand grenade that was remotely detonated, and no one knows why, how, or what happened. Oh no!
Of a hand grenade. Yeah, nothing to see here, folks. So let's talk about Zoon
Or
Zaneo,
better.
shall we? Sit down. I love this story. Taken
Oh, yeah?
directly from Wikipedia, Zoon Zaneo was an online social networking and microblogging service created by the United States Agency for International Development, aka USAID, and marketed to Cuban users. It was covertly developed as a long-term strategy to encourage Cuban youths to revolt against the nation's government. The developers
see.
aimed to use non-controversial content such as sports and music to build up subscribers and then to slowly introduce political messages through social.
He was fucking around with the pin, pulled it out, and the arming lever goes flying. Oh, shit.
Sports and music to build
I
up
see.
subscribers and then to slowly introduce political messages through social bots to encourage dissent in an astroturfing initiative. So basically, USAID created a fake-ass social media platform in Cuba with our tax dollars, flooded it with bot content about like sports and music and whatever, just to make it seem normal, then slowly started to manipulate the users and create political division on the app between Cuban citizens in order to create political chaos in this country and a potential uprising. So
You know what that sounds like? I think Kier also went over this a bit. Yeah, I think I remember something along those lines with the Cuban shit. Yeah, she did. You know what this sounds like? Early Twitter. Like the Bluebird Twitter, not the X Twitter. You know? It does sound a bit like that. No, wouldn't you agree? You know, silencing medical professionals, their opinions, also hate speech, very arbitrarily, you know, kind of making split sides again, reinforcing the two sides. Wouldn't you agree? But, of course, this is just a theory. Just a, you know, something that could, but definitely is just a theory.
citizens in order to create political chaos in this country and a potential uprising. So yeah, how dare we take money away from those starving undercover agents? To make things even more sus, the money we spent on Zoon Zaneo was publicly documented as an unnamed project in Pakistan. Yes,
What?
this fake-ass social media psyop they created in Cuba was documented by our government as being a project in Pakistan.
It's
Now,
fucking
think of all the weird
Pakistan?
shit USAID was supposedly funding.
That's
Those sex
incredible.
changes in Guatemala, were they
Sex changes in Guatemala, that's gonna be very useful. Criminal conspiracy is a crime in America after all. I don't live in America, so bye.
was supposedly funding? Those sex changes
QFBI rushing into my room. Oh, get down, get down, get down!
in Guatemala. Were they really sex changes in Guatemala? Or were they some covert psyop being done somewhere else in the world? I guess we'll never know now. Using social media to divide the masses and create political division. You don't think... No. They
No,
wouldn't do
no.
that. I mean, it's kind of weird
No,
asked
they
the former
wouldn't.
founder of Twitter to help with this project, but no. They only do social media psyops in other countries, right? Right? In March 2024,
There's
a
no
document
way.
was exposed that revealed USAID
Not
was running
pre-watched,
covert psyops
by
all
the
around
way.
internet in order to combat populist misinformation about the government on Twitch, Twitter, Reddit, Facebook,
Twitch?
and 4chan. Although its internal
Is that why Twitch is fucked currently?
Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, and
Reddit and Facebook?
4chan.
4chan?
Although its internal justification was halting the flow of mis- and disinformation, it seemed particularly concerned with malinformation, a concept it defines as speech that is factually correct but misleading, i.e., bothersome truths the US government would prefer the public does not know. USAID suggests directing
the glowies are real thing.
sources of information and psychologically inoculating them against inconvenient facts that challenge US power by pre-bunking information before people see it. Pre-bunking includes discrediting the brand, the credibility, and reputation of those making false allegations. In other words, a state-directed attack against alternative media and critics of the US government. So basically, USAID was funding a bunch of dorks to go all around social media and be like, source? Every time someone criticizes the government. This is somehow more
I need a moment. You know, there's multiple times in my life where I was like, you get paid for this shit? And it doesn't get any better when I hear people getting paid for being on social media, not as a creator, which I kind of respect, right? But as a consumer going, actually? What? Literally this information campaign to silence whistleblowers, yep. You know, I've been saying that to some of the music industry, like the guy who was like, pa 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 pa, skidda, boom boom, smoke trees. That guy, right? I don't like that he made money off of that shit, cause very abhorrent to me. That music. You can listen to it for all I care, but come on, bro. And this shit,
source?
Of course.
Every time someone criticizes the government. This is
every time I hear these kinds of people that make money this way, I'm like, why the fuck am I keeping up the infrastructure as a, you know, actually need a job, and I'm underappreciated. I don't get enough money to live off of it. I have to like do something on the side, do shit, you know. I can't just do one job anymore. But you can do some skippy deepy deepy doop and get money. Like, what the fuck is this? Yes, I'm salty about it. Yes, I'm a little bitch about it. Yes, I am. But my point still stands. I get that. Indeed. And I'm not even talking about good content creators like Asmongold. He built himself up, right? Yes, sometimes he has stupid ass takes and he plays games, sure, but I don't care. He built that shit and people are giving him money of their own free will instead of just getting paid because people put that shit on because it's a meme and, you know, there's a difference. So yeah. I'm done being a little bitch. Let's go.
More pathetic than when I used to use an alt account to defend myself on BreadTube subreddits. That is basically what our government was doing. Also, I like how this implies the people you called a Fed online might have actually been a Fed. There is a chance that you may have fought with a federal agent, a USAID federal agent, on Twitter or 4chan.
Ain't no way.
That, like, streamers and social media influencers, you know, may have been funded by USAID. But who?
Holy shit.
Who among us? Who would be willing to unquestionably, enthusiastically suck establishment cock that
clown world.
hard?
Yeah.
For all the bad stuff America does around the world, USAID was just an organization that did a lot of nice things. Like, it put a lot of money into efforts to help people in a variety of ways,
like what?
Both materially and culturally.
Again, what?
It's just like a nice way for the United States to have a positive presence around the world.
Again, what? There was a bunch of words strung together to form a sentence, but that sentence didn't have any meaning whatsoever. Please, what? It's like me saying, oh yeah, I do a lot of content, like, you know, stuff that is very, very cool, and I do gaming, you know, those games that I play, and it's very cool content, and you know, I sometimes do posts on X, they're kind of cool sometimes, they're sometimes a little funny, you know, no, I said a few sentences, but there was no meaning whatsoever.
For the record, I do not actually believe Destiny is being funded by USAID. I just thought that transition was funny. I love that quote though. USAID.
Wait, that was Destiny? Hold on, I'm sorry. Oh, this is Destiny. I didn't know what he looked like, so good thing.
Funny. I fucking love that quote though. USAID was just a nice organization.
Good thing to not know what his dick looks like.
Culturally help people around the world. Culturally help people? Why are we in the business of cultural imperialism? Why do we have to culturally enrich Latin America or the fucking Balkans? So not only are we the world police, but we are now the world HR department? No thank you. Why are we spending
World
billions of dollars
HR, that's terrifying.
while ours crumbles? I don't care about teaching gender studies to Ugandans. The pothole in front of my
Bro, if my carpenter firm ever goes public, I'ma quit. If we need to get a fucking HR, I'm quitting. I'm quitting on the spot. I don't care how much you pay me to stay. I'm quitting. I'm quitting that shit that second. The second you tell me there's HR, I'm quitting. Fuck you. I want to be able to go to my boss and tell him I want to take those days off. That good with you? I asked that good with you because I respect him and I think he deserves to have a little say, like, that's not good. I mean, if it's a date I can't change, I'll just inform him instead of asking. But usually I ask him, hey, is that date good for you? Do you have anything big planned that day? I don't want to be missing when everyone's got to work hard. I want to be missing when there's less work, you know? You know? But as soon as there's an HR and I gotta go to a secretary, say, can I have that day off, please? Nah. I want to do that with my boss, which I do currently. Yes, I get a little bit nervous because he's still my boss, but holy shit! Going to a fucking secretary for that shit? Nah. I mean, I just gotta go to a secretary afterwards because they keep the clock-ins. They do that. I can't put vacation into my clock-ins on my own. That's the secretary's job. It doesn't happen a lot of times, and it's easy. It takes like a minute, so it's fine.
While ours crumbles. I don't care about teaching gender studies to Ugandans.
Oh, it smells
the pothole
nice.
in front of my house hasn't been filled in 3 years. These are my taxes, and I believe my taxes should go to help people in my country. I don't think
Indeed.
that's controversial to say. And
No.
I know many conservatives agree with me. I'll always hear them say, we can't be spending money in Ukraine. We have to take care of our own. And then
Yeah.
they just don't take care of their own. Because that's socialism or communism or something. Listen, do you actually want to take care of your own?
Commies.
Do you actually want your taxes to go towards helping the poor and sick and families in this country? Are you actually America first, or are you corpos and foreign countries first? I'm more
Fuck
than
that
happy
shit.
to work with you on good things to fix this country. But I don't think the establishment GOP is.
You don't want able-bodied workers on a program that is intended, for example, for single mothers with 2 small children who's just trying to make it. That's what Medicaid is for, not for 29-year-old males sitting on their couches playing video games. We're going to find those guys and we're going to send them back to work.
First of all, Medicaid is for anyone who needs it, period. And second of all, 29-year-old guys? You mean your fucking voter base? You mean the very demographic that is shifting the entire country in your direction? Those guys? Yeah, we're just wasting so much money helping young men. Those greedy gamers just gobbling up all the tax money. Not massive tax cuts to corporations and the rich. Not all the money to the bloated military-industrial complex. No. Gamers. Young men who can't find a job, can't afford a house, can't afford college. Young men who can't build a family.
College is a fucking scam in current day. In America, anyway. Further education where I am at is actually good. Because it specializes you in a field, actually, and you can't have a social economics degree. It's a study that you have to do with internships and shit, where you actually get experience and can put that on your resume instead. right? You are obligated to go on to those internships. Also, that degree is actually useful here if you want to have a nice, steady office job that is like a bit more complicated, because we have some, but our paper people, the useless jobs, are percentage-wise pretty low compared to other places. So yeah, I think it's pretty decent around here. Yeah.
Family, because of the society you created. Those guys, they need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and pay for their own Medicare.
Fuck that
this
shit.
care isn't for them, it's for women. What? Great to know both sides of the establishment fucking hate young men. Anyway, sorry, I popped off. Let's get back on topic. Now, USAID did do some good things. I won't deny that. But even some of the good things that USAID did were nothing but a bunch of fronts. Using Cuba as an example again, because these are some of the only ones that have been exposed so far, there was a USAID program called the Travelers Project that was said to be an HIV prevention workshop. But yet again, it was nothing but another covert regime change psyop. This was exposed in 2014 by the Associated Press. Young Venezuelans and Peruvians were deployed by USAID to Cuba's college campuses for $5.41 an hour. Really, USAID? Billions of dollars force feminizing mice, and you can't even pay your spies a living wage? Sad. Anyway, they were used to recruit college students into political organizations with the goal of turning them against their government. The goal of, once again, creating political division. In the exposed memos about this, USAID called their HIV workshop the, quote, perfect excuse.
Can't make this shit up. The long march of the socialists through America institution has had disastrous consequences for America. Yup. I am genuinely disappointed with this shit. Okay, let's...
Right. But we're totally funding DEI in Vietnam for pure humanitarian reasons, I'm sure. This was done so softly that even our boy John Bolton came out and disavowed it, but not without saying he thought it was a good...
In principle, I think it's a good idea, says former US Ambassador of the United Nations John Bolton, but this strikes me as a bunch of teenagers playing a covert political activity, and that's dangerous.
Idea in principle. Yes, it's a great...
So it's because they're young. Anyone else would have been fine. But the young people, how dare they?
Came out and disavowed it, but not without saying he thought it was a good idea in principle. Yes, it's a great idea to create taxpayer-funded secret psyops all over the world in order to f with other countries' politics. Just don't recruit teenagers to do it next time. Okay? What? I honestly just think it's funding anti-socialist agendas all around the world and disguising it as social progressivism. Don't think too hard about that one. Now, Cuba wasn't the only place USAID was culturally helping. On January 12th,
why do I test iron?
2010, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake struck Haiti, killing 220,000 people, injuring another 300,000, and leaving 1.5 million more homeless. In the wake of the catastrophe, the United States...
No, oh, it's copper. When like when you notice a crack in time, basically, you smell copper. That is time trying to erase you if you, like, get in any deeper into it. It's copper, not iron, sorry.
Reconstruction funding to Haiti, 651 million of which went to USAID.
It's kind of a meme.
Haitian construction companies, USAID contracted out the rebuilding projects to international firms. For instance, Minnesota.
We talking about tasting pennies? No, hold on.
Fine, but then you could never tell me, which means I'd never know, you'd still be born, and why does everything smell like copper?
There it is. He came too close to the secret, so. Why does everything smell like copper? God damn it. He got a nosebleed. Oh, did he? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Anyway, we gotta continue with this.
Was awarded 18 million in contracts, and Mexico-based firm Cemex received over 7 million. But by the rebuilding project, 51 million. 200 aggressivism.
Let's go a little back to get a
Now,
recap.
Cuba wasn't the only place USAID was culturally helping. On January 12, 2010, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake struck Haiti, killing 220,000 people, injuring another 300,000, and leaving 1.5 million more homeless. In the wake of the catastrophe, the United States provided 1.6 billion in reconstruction funding to Haiti, 651 million of which went to USAID. Rather than Haitian construction companies, USAID contracted out the rebuilding projects to international firms. For instance, Minnesota-based construction firm Thor was awarded 18 million in contracts, and Mexico-based firm Cemex received over 7 million.
What
But by
the
far
fuck?
the largest recipient of USAID funding in Haiti was Washington, D.C.-based contractor Comonix International, who received over 200 million to carry out a total of 141 projects. In fact, USAID awarded more money to Comonix than to the entire Haitian government in the wake of the earthquake.
What the
An audit
fuck?
conducted on Comonix revealed that the company had a tendency to not finish jobs, evaluated its own project on arbitrary criteria, not having to do anything with the project, and failed to set timelines, causing some projects to fall behind schedule. In one case, Comonix was contracted to build Haiti's new parliament building, but what they constructed came out half-finished and unusable. The company only built the framework of the building, not even erecting interior walls to divide office spaces, nor did they bother to furnish the building. Left with this, the Haitian government was forced to draw $775,000 from its public treasury to complete the project. Despite these disastrous results, Comonix to this day remains USAID's top contractor. The construction company was awarded $506.4 million in contracts in 2021 alone. In a leaked email exposed by WikiLeaks, they described this tragedy as a gold rush, ensuring that it would be great for international companies. Seems like the only thing they are culturally helping is their own wallets, am I right? And you know how you always hear about how poor people are in Venezuela and how the politicians are so rich and live in luxury? Yeah, part of that has to do with USAID. Billions of dollars of aid we sent to Venezuela just line the pockets of US-backed politicians.
I see. Just like with America's and Africa relationship, huh? I mean, all the money goes into the pockets of the politicians in Africa, but you know.
Only 2% of the aid we sent to Venezuela actually went to help Venezuelans. So at this point...
Damn, they couldn't even do it subtly. They only... they took 98% and left 2%, like, no one's gonna notice. No one's gonna notice. And to be fair, no one noticed until now.
The whole world was basically sick of USAID.
Very little people.
In 2013,
they were crazy people with, you know, dangerous theories.
Basically sick of USAID's bullshit. In 2013, Bolivian President Evo Morales expelled USAID officials from his country on the grounds that the agency had conspired against his government by allegedly manipulating social movements in the country. He also charged that a previous USAID program that sought to help cocoa farms switch to new crops was politically motivated.
Damn.
Russia expelled the agency in 2012 for similar reasons. Its foreign ministry argued in a statement that USAID attempts to influence political processes through its grants. And in February, Kenyan Cabinet Secretary Francis Kimimya claimed that his government had evidence that USAID had hired activists to organize anti-government protests in Nairobi in an effort to topple the government. Oh, and if you're wondering why so many news outlets and journalists were freaking out over the potential shutting down of USAID, yeah, it's probably because it's where their paychecks were coming from. Yeah, apparently USAID was funding about 6,000 6,200 journalists and 707 news outlets all across the world.
You can't hate journalists enough. It's a phrase I hear from both Mayoshi and Kamiyoshi, and it is simply true. When you bury it under 700 tons of bullshit, jargon, and bureaucratic red tape, it's easy to see how this can be hidden. True. But some people still manage to get through.
Not even just America. For example, the editor-in-chief of a Ukrainian news outlet wrote that destroying USAID was a greater threat to Ukrainian journalism than the Russian invasion.
My wallet is too empty otherwise. How am I gonna exit the country without any money? Is what the dude should have wrote.
What? There were independent outlets shutting down everywhere, including Russia after the USAID freeze. So we were apparently funding media in both Ukraine and Russia.
I'm playing both sides so that I always come out on top.
Serbia, Moldova, all of
Lobby _12112. Thank you very much for the follow. Also, yesterday, Kelty, the Black Rider, and Crozan. Thank you very much for your follows as well.
across Latin America, independent outlets shutting down everywhere. All because the little sister of the CIA can't pay no mo. So I have a question. Why the f were we little sister?
Why is it called the Little Sister? I swear to God some pedo is in there and named that shit. Based on his fantasies. I swear to God.
The CIA can't pay no mo. So I have a question. Why the f were we funding media in all these other countries? Well, the CEO for the Center of Investigative Reporting, a USAID-supported Bosnian media organization, said—
Bro, the Bosnian support that goes crazy. Bosnia mentioned, by the way. Holy shit. Jebim ti kurac tvoj! Gdje je to pare? Daj mi to pare! Gdje je to pare? Yeah, that was Bosnish and I just said, where's the money?
Investigative Reporting, a USAID-supported Bosnian media organization, said it best. Quote, if you are funded by the US government, there are certain topics that you would simply not go after, because the US government has its interests that are above all else. Oh,
damn, Bosnia actually doing something good? What the fuck? Wait, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this.
Guess that answers my question. USAID is also ridden with other scandals, such as covering up a child sex abuse ring in Kenya, kidnapping and torturing people in Uruguay, forced sterilizing 300,000 Peruvian women, and the famous one you all know, funding drug production in Afghanistan. Oopsie poopsies, we did little fucky wuckies.
Bro. Oh shit! I frame perfect stop right there. God damn, that is memeable. That is a memeable side eye. God damn.
Now think about all the
screenshot it. Oh, hold on. I'm so sorry, Shoo. Holy shit. But yeah, you're right. You're right. Hold on. Oh, I pressed Alt instead of... Okay.
See poopsies, we did little fucky wuckies. Now think...
No, it comes before. Oh, I got it! Let's go. Spam pause? No.
Now think about all the other that hasn't been exposed. These aren't mistakes. These aren't flukes. These aren't little fucky wuckies. This is what this program was set out to do. This is why it was created. We were quite literally funding Globo Homo as a sneaky way to do regime change and American intervention. Or do you think we're spending $1 million in Nepal to promote atheism because Hinduism is such a threat?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, all those gods in Hinduism, they're gonna manifest and destroy the world. I'm telling you right now, Rakshasa is gonna destroy the world. Yeah, absolutely.
The United States won't sleep until there's an ugly progress flag hanging on Starbucks on every corner of every
God
street
fucking
all over the
damn it.
world from Latin America to the Middle East.
I can proudly claim that I have still not had a single Starbucks in my life. Because I'm no basic bitch.
Starbucks on
Let's
every
go.
corner of every street all over the world from Latin America to the Middle East. Ah yes, the greatest American exports, butt, sex, and war. There are a shit ton of old left-wing articles you can find online spanning back to like 2010, even earlier, about how evil USAID is. Now suddenly liberals are acting like it's another fucking beacon of democracy that we have to cry and piss and shit about just because it's
Yeah.
Trump getting rid of it. Frankly, I don't care. If they start dismantling things that I do care about, things that do actually help the American people, then I will care. Exposure the trillions of dollars.
That's a healthy mindset to have. They do good shit. They continue to do good shit. Okay, you stay. You do bad shit. No, go away. Do bad shit. Go away. If you ever question someone's motive, look at the outcome. It's something I've heard from Jordan Peterson, I think. It was his rant about Hitler. If you're not sure about someone's motivation, look at the outcome of their actions. If their actions invoke chaos, well, maybe chaos is what they're after. If their actions invoke war, conflict, or any such things, maybe that is their cause. Maybe that is what they're after, right? It's really not a complicated thing to think about.
Things that do actually help the American people, then I will care. Expose where the trillions of dollars we spent on the Iraq war went next, please. Or, you know, actually release the Epstein files.
Yeah! We've been waiting for those pretty long. Are they out yet?
DOGE cut USAID because they're our great comrade in arms, cutting off the tentacles of American imperialism. No. Trump probably just cut it because he thought it was a woke, gay waste of money, and it was. But as far as I'm concerned, every article written about how bad dismantling it was written by John Bolton himself. Like the president of Colombia said, take your money with you. It's poison. All the sources I used in this video and all the information I got for this video will be in links down below. Feel free to do your own research as always. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing. A lot of you aren't subscribed apparently. You just watch and fuck off. I will find you. Also, this video is most likely going to be demonetized, so...
No, we VTubers, we stay. VTubers stay.
If you can and if you want to, please donate to me on Patreon, link down
One
below.
of her
It helps the
bitches
channel
now.
so much, and I appreciate it. And I will see you next time with a less serious, more fun video.
Bye. Oh shit.